Hey gamers, welcome back to the channel. Today in DC Worlds Collide, I finally put together my store guide. We're going to run through the different stores, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on what I feel is most important to focus on in each one of those stores. Also, something I don't do very often is take a look at paid offers, paid packs, things like that, including this one here that I would give my thoughts on as well. There's a lot of cool things to discuss here, so let's get into it. All right, and welcome back. Let's go ahead and jump into this. The DC Superfan Pack. Let's talk about this here really quick. As a pay-to-play player, the $30 I think is a little high, but you get a legendary out of it, so that's cool. Let's talk about who I feel is important. I'm not going to go through the whole list. There are a couple people in here that I feel are critical. First and foremost, Wonder Woman should be your #1 pick if you did not get her from the beginner banner. If you focused on Superman or somebody else, hopefully you focused on Wonder Woman, but if you didn't, this is your opportunity. If you're a pay-to-play player or a low spender, this is your opportunity to get her added to your roster. So I would go for her. If you did get her, then the next is going to be Sinestro, and that's who I'm going for because I don't have him. I missed his banner. Legendaries I've talked about is very hard to get for free-to-play players, even for low spenders. So this is a good low spender option. So I would go Wonder Woman or Sinestro, just depending on if you have Wonder Woman or not yet. Don't go for Lex. I wouldn't go for him. You can fuse him. So in my opinion, I think it's a waste of 30 bucks. And then I know a lot of you just want characters that you want to play, right? And go ahead, go for it. Especially if you're a whale, you're going to go for the characters that you want. But those are my priorities. I also wouldn't go for Constantine either because you're going to get him in the 7-day login. You can also get some of these other characters just by putting them as higher priority. That's the epic specifically when you do your summon. So those are my top 2 priorities that I would focus on. And me, I'm going to go with Sinestro. So I'll buy him a little bit later. Let's go ahead. Let's jump into the stores. Let's go over here into all these different shops here. We're going to run through each one of these. Here are my priorities and my opinions on what you should focus on in these shops. One thing, first and foremost, you're going to spend a lot of gems, so I don't suggest using gems on summons. If you're free to play or a low spender, I would focus on the shops. And your priorities, your gold priorities are going to be the titanium here. This is what allows you to rank up your heroes. You want to get this one. I get both packs of this, and this is what? That's 600 and another 900. So that's what? That's like 1,500 gems right there. So you're going to go through them pretty quick. I also go for the experience. Not everybody does, but I do because I try and level up as quickly as I can. This is another 1,000 right there. And then the other thing that I do is I will grab these epic, these elite character shards for gold. And then I'll grab 1 pack of these because you need these in order to rank up your heroes. And if you're not summoning a ton, you can at least get them through the different stores, which is going to help you consistently or at least at regular intervals rank up your different heroes. That's my focus here. I'll also go for these if I've got the money to spend. I've got 52 million gold, so I'll grab that. I used to get these, but I have so much of these now. I'm not worried about it. But if you need them, I'd only spend gold. I wouldn't spend gems on them. And then everything else, I wouldn't do this for the gold. Everything else, I think you really don't need, unless you're like maxed out and you got extra gems, or you're a pay-to-play player and you want to grab some of these stuff down here. I think these these things for the rooms are cool. So there are my thoughts on the base shop. You want the titanium and the experience. You want to get these elite character shards. At least 1 pack here of 30 for the gems, but then always make sure to grab the 10 for the gold. Evil Falls shop. Now, this is where you want to focus on gear. This is one place that you're going to be able to get the gear that you want, right? So in my gearing video, if you haven't seen it, I'll put a link up to it right over here. But there are 4 main gear sets that I feel are the most critical. That's going to be your attack, your crit, your block, and your speed, right? So that's what I focus on here. I always focus on the highest tier gear here and whether I need them or not. So I'll go ahead, I'll take a look at my roster. Which gear do I need to upgrade? And then I'll go ahead and I'll grab. It's expensive. It's 25K. I've got 450 here. I've saved quite a bit. I've got some updating to do on my roster, but Always get the gear that you need from here and the pieces from here. That's all I would get. I wouldn't focus on any of this lesser gear. I would just focus on the best gear that you can get. As this shop increases, or as you get through the campaign, the shop increases, which gives you better and better gear. So make sure to always push your campaign as far as you can. All right, arena shop. There's only 3 things in here that I would suggest. First, this here, this 8th medal. This is a wild card shard. Allows you to use it for any heroes to help rank them up. But then I also focus on Lex and Zatanna. So those are the 3. Early on, and if you've got a ton of these, I did get 1 or 2 of these random epic character chests. It's random, so you can't control what you get. But it did help me build my roster up pretty quickly in the very beginning. If you do that, I'd only do it 1 or 2 times, and that's it. 1 out of here, because you also got a Elseworld shop where you can get 1 out of 2. So if you've got this built up pretty good, and you want to get a hero, you can get it out of here. But I would only do it 1 or 2 times. That is it. Otherwise, then you start getting dupes. It's not worth it. Especially in the Elseworld shop, you get the reinforcement ranking up materials here, which is good. But you're also going to get your Nightwing shards out of here, and that's going to be your priority. So those are the 2 priorities out of this shop here. Elite Arena shop. These selectable ones are very, very good because you get to just choose who you want, right? So I focus on Green Arrow and Lex. I also focus on Wonder Woman in here. I don't have Flash. Know that these shards in here, in these shops, are for ranking heroes up. You can't collect enough to unlock a hero. That has to be done through events and mother boxes and things like that. So in the Elite shop, this is where I would suggest you focus. If you've got Flash, Flash is pretty good, but I wouldn't focus on Flash until you get these other ones maxed out, and at least these selectables, the ones that you want. These are the ones that I suggest. League shop. For League shop, as you can see, I've got Green Arrow here. I'm going to max him out. I also get my Raven shards out of here. And then this here, this material here allows you to summon for artifacts. You get 2 every, what is it? I think it's weekly. For some reason, I can't remember right now. But you want to get these so you can summon for those artifacts. Also, something to take a look at is down here. Now, this here, 2,500, that's not bad. And this gives you a option to choose. So you can go in here. You can't choose what type of gear it is, but it's communication device. You can go in there and choose which set you want. So if you don't find what you want up here in the Evil Falls shop for gear, but you need the communication piece, say like, you got communication pieces up here, you've got attack and crit, maybe you're looking for speed, you can come down here to the League shop, grab this, and then you can select the speed gear. Again, only do it for the highest gear tier that you can get. I wouldn't worry about everything else because this stuff's going to go pretty quick. So those are my thoughts on the different shops and the items that I feel are most important to focus on in each one of them. Let's talk a little bit to you pay to play and low spenders out there. Let's go to the store. Here's my thoughts on some of these things. First and foremost, I don't know, maybe it's a principle thing. I think it's ridiculous to pay $5 a month just so that you can auto challenge and continue on instead of sitting there and clicking. I haven't purchased that, and I don't plan to. Super monthly card. This one gives you some diamonds, but it also gives you access to an exclusive store. This isn't bad. It's 20 bucks. You get some gems, but you also get some options here. This is not so much for a low spender. This is more for people who spend just a little bit more. A couple good offers in here, I feel, are these right here. One of the standards I always go by is $1 per summon. So you got 20 bucks for 20 summons, plus you get some elite character fragments in here. The gold is but I feel that is definitely worth it. So this is one that I think is good. Also this here, the 8th medal, again, the wildcard shards that you can use for ranking the different heroes. 20 bucks for 20 of those, plus you get some elite character shards as well. So I think that's worth it. Also, I think outside of that, the only other thing in here could be this to rank up your reinforcements for 20 bucks. Again, not a low spender thing. This is more for your medium to high spenders, in my opinion. This one right here, someone had brought this up. I don't think this is good because they had mentioned that there's another one where you can spend $3, like $3 for 3. Where is that? I think it's the daily packs. Yeah, no, $3 for 10. So for what? $9 for 10 bucks, you get 30. And in this elite store up here, they want to charge 20 bucks for 30. So you can definitely get those here. I think that's worth it for low spenders because these artifacts are very difficult to get. I haven't gotten any legendaries out of there at all. So I think if you can afford $3 a day, so you can go ahead and do some summons there, I think it's definitely worth it. Also in here again, see, I don't think this one is good. $20 for 10. We can do $20 for 20. You know what? In here, I don't think there's much that I would spend on in here at all. Obviously, you want to get your free. I would go for this artifact pack here, and then I think that's probably it. Weekly packs in here. Here's one that I think is good. $10 for 40 of these. So in the daily packs, it equates to $10 for 30, but in the weekly pack, you can do $10 for 40 once a week. Everything else in here, not a huge fan of. And then also just by purchasing diamonds, you got the wish here, so you can do your wish. I haven't purchased any more diamonds here yet, but you've got some things around here, some rewards for spending a little bit in the game. So there you go, everybody. Those are my thoughts on the shops and what items I feel are most important. And your resources in this game are very, very precious. We don't get a ton. Even though we get a lot of gems, you're spending gems on a lot of stuff in those stores as well. So make sure you have enough gems to get the items that you need. So those are my thoughts on the free-to-play stores. Those are my thoughts on the pay-to-play stores. Very curious, what are your thoughts? What do you think? What do you focus on out of the different shops over there for the resources? And then as a pay-to-play player, what values, what packs do you think have the most value? All right, everybody, that is what I had for you. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.